There we go. Thank you all for showing up. Yeah, right. Can't use that right now. Yeah. It is the year 2025. It is about high time that we realize what exactly these terms mean so that we no longer allow these terms to misidentify and to divide humanity. So, I'm aware many of us, including myself, have been taught that there are various races, right? And that these races are color coded. We're going to talk to that because that is the thinking of a child. That is not the thinking of an adult. And by adult, I mean a competent mind. Okay? There is no black or white race. There is no black or white race. White means in law. Black means outlaw. So we learned that the law is white. White means light. Black means darkness. White means knowledge. Black means ignorant. One means recognized. The other means not recognized. So these are not races. These are statuses. Okay? Some of you may see me as a black man. I am not black. There is only one thing, literally one thing on me that is black, right? My pupil. And the whiter, this is the only white that's on me as well. Everything else that is on me that makes up me is a shade of brown. And if you were to check yourself, you would see that the same thing applies to yourself. Whether you are darker in complexion or shade or hue or lighter in hue. There we go. Hue. White means hue. Black means, again, it's darkness. We'll just say, for now, stagnant. Okay? The hue, man, is on this side. And the man without hue, or the man without light, gnosis, knowledge, is black. I'm going to show you that all dark-skinned people, just because you are dark-skinned and or just because you have roots from Africa does not mean or does not determine this as your status. Simple form, ethnicity and race identification form. Okay. And if you see it says black, or African American, a person having origin in any of the black racial groups of Africa. Okay. But white is a person belonging to any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. So you have Africans, you have Americans of North African descent who are identified under these terms, not under these terms at all. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to look at the comparisons. All right. The polarities. This is the principle of this is the principle of polarity and of correspondence. Okay. Everything that one is, the other is a reflection of. Okay. I've listed some uh I've listed some. Let me see here. The race equals humanity. Now, again, as I've said, some of us, most likely most of us, who have been given a public education, have been taught to identify um, nations of people by race classifications. You have black, brown, red, yellow, and white. We have people who get upset if you call them one or the other. The truth of the matter is that I did not put it up there. Cool. Well, let's put it up top. The truth of the matter is since white means light, it means in focus, it means pure, all these other words that since white means these things, this is what we are looking to be recognized as. I've already shown you that black does not necessarily mean African, and white does not necessarily mean European. Just again, in case anyone else is just now coming in, the ethnicity and race classification. There is really only one true God race. Okay? Since humankind are the creations of God, however you see God. Since humankind are the vessels of God, since humankind are made in the image and after the likeness of this creator being, then it would only serve to be determined that they have the same makeup. They are made from the same what's the word? Substance. There you go. This is the substance. Mankind has the substance of God. And then there is the reflection that may have the form or the shadow right? It doesn't have the substance. It has the shadowy form. Okay, it's the equal opposite. All of this is to say, or to bring to your attention, particularly dealing with nationality, is that if you have a nationality, then you are on this side of the board. If you do not have a nationality, you are on this side of the board. Okay? If you call yourself black, Negro, colored, African American, and there are other classifications. If you call yourself any of these things, then you are not identifying yourself as humanity. You are identifying yourself not as human, but as a human being. Being like a human, but not quite a human. This is human. This is human being. Okay? Again, popular opinion, popular education, public, by the way, has told us that there are living people under this status. This is incorrect. This this is the reality. This is all the democracy. And this is the republic. And together they make up the national administration. Remember, this is the form side. Well, what form do we know of on this side that relates to the concept that is being expressed? This is the form on this side. This is my outlaw man because it's not in law. Okay? This is in law. This is withstanding. This is not withstanding. Okay? This is in the dark. This is ignorant because this being a person, it's literally a person, which makes you think, which should make you think about what does it mean to be. Can you be a person or do you have a person? Okay? This is a black person. Person is short for personality. So there are two personalities. This is a white personality. This represents the living. This represents the non-living. The trick that has been, the spell that has been placed over us is that we've been trying to identify some human beings over here and some over here instead of recognizing that we're all over here. This is where you get your arcism. Ideology. Arcism ideology says that all of humanity are not lawful, or not in the image and after the likeness of God or the state. Because the God in the state and the, there we go, mind, or we'll put mint. You have the stagnant mind and the hue mind, all right? So this is the mind over here. Since everything starts in the mind, this is the mind. This is also the right side. And if this is God, then you're on the right side of God. This is not a thinking, registering. This is not a comprehending side. This is where all comprehension comes in. What I'm telling you is that as a brown skin, as a darker brown skin than most, meaning not fair skin or pale skin. Because the fair, the pale, the tawny, and the ruddy, and the dark, they're all brown. Your so-called white friend, they're brown. Your so-called black friend, they are brown. And again, if you understand shades and hues of color, you will know that black and white are not colors. And you will be able to recognize that brown to the darkest and brown to the lightest, right, or as shades, right, they have the appearance of difference like these two. But in our reality, they're all of one accord. This is the side with nationality. This is national citizenship because it connects the two persons. It leaves them distinguished, but it connects the two. Okay? If you're just living over here without protection, right, you're going to be abused. But if you're here and you have this protected, you are now in union. You are now on the right side of the ledger, right? You are now balanced because you have debits and credits because they equal, right? And so when you have this status of in-law recognition, right, you are considered to be made whole or perfected. You can't just, that's another one. These are estates. These are estate holders. These are titles. These are title holders. Okay? In America, in order to be a true American citizen, you have to be white, and you have to be a part of the republic. Ah, there we go. Oh, I already put it there. All right. Now the republic is in charge, or it is, let me rephrase that. The republic is supposed to administrate the democracy. But what we have is that the democracy is administrating the republic because those in the republic are allowing themselves to be administrated as a democracy. Administration. These are unsecured estates that once they're secured, these are the ones, this is the side that has secured that estate. This is the personal unsecured person. This is the real secured person. This is the unsecured party. This is the secured party. Whether those out there in the world who believe that dark skin means black like to hear this or not, I'm recognized as white, or excuse me, my person, my black person is now ruled over by my white person. It is secured. Okay? Would you like to see this in action? Why is this? Why is the American bald eagle the symbol of America? The head is white. The body is colored. And so the bald eagle represents the mind that controls the body. We all know what a bald eagle looks like. We should. We know that the head is white, that the beak is gold by all means. It's leading with the light, by the way. And we know that the body is colored, right? Colored means fictitious. Colored means worker. This is colored. I didn't put it over there, did I? I did not. Okay, so let me work that in there too. Cool. All right, under gnosis, we'll put colored. And under here, we'll put pure. Pure as the white driven snow, right? White means light. White means right. White does not mean Caucasian. White does not mean pale skin. And only people with childlike minds will see it as such. Okay. So I'm at the head. I'm at the head. This is my white head, so to speak, and this is my colored body. And again, you see the bird, right? We see it, right? And we also see the higher and the lower. Did y'all see that? Let's look at it again. So again, We have the higher and the lower, right? And in the middle, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. It's not a bad. Anywho, so this is the pyramid above the earth. This is the base underneath the earth. Okay? And then you have what? We have earth, fire, water, air. And together it creates spirit. But we also know it as ether. So this is your white. This is your colored. And together as one, they act together as one, but not at the same time. One does the work, one receives the benefit for the work. Now you, your true self, the people, have both of these personalities. You are the mind. You are the spirit. Excuse me. You are the spirit. This is the mind. This is the body. This is the soul. This is the flesh. And in the middle, together, is the spirit. The spirit goes into and raises it up. Okay? We're resurrecting the dead like Jesus did, right? So to speak. This all deals with nationality. This all deals with status correction. All of these titles, right? This is a U.S. citizen, but this is also a U.S. citizen, right? Remember, we're dealing with accounts, okay? So this is the debtor side of the account. This is the creditor side of the account. The U.S. citizen is yourself, but this is the stateless. This is the state, and they must come together. Just like these two must come together to make, right? I don't know if y'all can really see that and make that out. Okay. If anyone is going to take a screenshot, do so now before I erase the board. Okay. What do we call, what is this? The social construct, which asserts the belief that humanity has subdivisions. But if we just looked at the chart, we know that this is not a reality. It's just a belief. Okay? Now, subdivisions. Now, if the race is humanity, right, then there are no subdivisions. So what could this really be? Classism is the social construct which asserts the regulation of society's subclasses or caste systems. Okay? This here is imaginary. This here is the reality. Okay? These are the false images and these are the idols. Okay? Appreciate the love, Octavius. Ocho. All right. Classism states that there is a higher and a lower status. Put it over here. The lower caste is always the worker. This is your worker. This is your debtor. It is your servant, right? It is the lower class, the lower caste. This is your higher caste. Okay? This is your regulator. This is the truth of the matter. But to keep people asleep and ignorant, we are taught this. This is the public. This is the private. This is what the people behind closed doors who know. So we're dealing with classism or casteism. It's not racism, but they will call it that. And again, if you are unfortunate to accept this imaginary ideology, then you will succumb to it, right? You will find yourself trying to separate humanity by complexion, and depending on the complexion of yourself, you will either place yourself higher above others or lower than others. But the reality is, we all have a higher, we all represent the higher class, and our deeds or our debtor represents the lower class. Are you a debtor? No. Are you a creditor? No. Do you have both the debtor and the creditor personality? Yes. Do you recognize that the debtor personality, though it being a person, is not a living, thinking, breathing, manifesting person? Yes. Do you recognize that your state personality, creditor, it's the manifester. It Do you understand your character roles? Your white character role is Batman, even though he's the Dark Knight. Your black character role is Bruce Wayne. These are your characters. But you would be Michael Keaton, who is known to play Bruce Wayne and Batman. But in reality, he is neither. Okay? I'm here to assist you in correcting your concepts so that you can look at your fellow human being as brothers and sisters. All right? And stop treating your brothers and sisters negatively, or treating yourself better or lower than the rest. There is nothing wrong with the democracy. There is nothing wrong with the republic. They work in union if you understand what's going on. What is wrong is the concept or the perception or the preconceived notion that you may hold in identifying their purposes. The democracy and the republic, we see that both of these offices have people in them at different various times that are not trying to help the people, but are just trying to help themselves. And so the democracy is not specifically bad, and the republic is not specifically good. Right? They are as they are. It is the people in the seats, because it is the intention, the will, the one who wields, right? A knife can be used to help or to harm. It is all up to the intention or the will of the one who wields it. Am I going to use this knife to cut steak? Or am I going to use this knife to try to take someone's? The knife is neither good nor bad. The knife is the republic and the democracy. They're together. It's neither good nor bad. Its use is based upon the intention of the wielder. So if the wielder has bad intentions, then the knife is going to be used to cause harm. If the wielder has good intentions, then the knife is going to be used to assist. All of humanity should recognize the white light status. Okay? In the United States, white, we all know it, white is the highest status in the United States. So why not be that? Again, white says North African, Middle Eastern, and European. Doesn't just say pale skin. And mind you, there are North Africans who are dark skinned. We'll say like Kathy. Okay, yeah. So we'll take Abdul, and I'll put his name up here. No, I'll do an even better name. One that most people know, at least in my movement should know. Dus Muhammad Ali, Sudanese. So he's North African. These people have extremely dark skin, and some might even have blue eyes. This is a North African. But we also have Muammar Gaddafi, who is a Libyan, and that's North African. And he was of a fair or pale skin. But both of these people and both of their countrymen, this one's done. There it is. They both have white status. If you know a brother or a sister from the Sudan, from Egypt, from Algeria, from Tangier, from Tunisia, from Tripoli, from Morocco, if you know any brother or sister from these places who are dark skinned, if you were to ask them, hey, are you white? They will tell you. They will look at you like, how'd you know? Or if you were to ask them, do you have a white nationality? Here's a here is an active civic active civic homework. That's what we'll call it. All right. Since we're scientists, at least I identify as a scientist because scientists run experiments to see what is and what isn't, right? As a part of the lessons here, right, on this platform, right, and in this university, I would encourage you yourself, if you could find someone of North African descent, I would have, this is what you would want to do. You would ask, what is their nationality? And then you would follow up when they tell you what it is, you would ask if that is a white status. This is just to see if the things that I'm saying are true, right? Because you would be engaging an individual who is from North Africa. Mind you, this is what the United States says. This is not what I say. This is what the United States says, okay? So you would be asking them according to the United States, not according to their skin tone, but according to the classification. You would be asking them, what's your national? What is your national standing? Oh, I'm Well, yeah. That's what you would ask them. Well, still, this is their nationality. This is their national standing. This is what you're asking. So you say, what's your nationality? And they'd say, I'm Egyptian. And then you'd ask, well, isn't that? You could even be suggestive, right? Because when you're suggestive, when you make it sound as if you already know, they will be more open to answer you. But if you ask from a not knowing stance, they most likely won't tell you because they've been told not to disclose. But if you say something like, oh, that means you got white status, huh? Oh, yes, 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 yes. Right? They get the Joker smile. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I have white status, yes. They will tell you. I know this to be a fact. I've done it already. And I know it. And I talked to a brother whose skin tone was just a little darker than myself from Egypt. Right? And I already knew what to ask him. I asked him these questions, already knowing the answer, mind you. Right? I said, what is your nationality? Now, mind you, when I met the brother, before he opened his mouth, I could not, I was unable to determine where he was from. Right? If I were to have gone off of what I thought, I'd have figured that he was just some average brother from America. Until he opened his mouth and I heard the accent. And I said, what's your nationality, brother? I'd asked him, you Pakistani? No, no, no. No. He said, I am Egyptian. I said, oh, you're Egyptian. I said, oh, you're white, huh? And he smiles at me and goes, yeah, yeah, yeah. And at that time, at that time, I pulled out my passport. I don't want to put anything on there that has any information that they might try to cut me off for. And at that time, I showed him my passport. And I said, look, I have the fez on. Oh, you Moroccan? Immediately out of his mouth. Said, I'm a descendant of a Moroccan. I tried to explain to him briefly because we had business to attend to. I said, look, man, just like your ancestors was over here, from Egypt, my ancestors from Morocco were over here, way before the Europeans got here and they settled themselves estates here in the Americas. And I just so happened to be the descendant of those individuals who were here, who intermingled. Because that's all a Moorish American is. That's all we are. An Egyptian American is a Muslim American. A Moorish American is a Muslim American. A Turkish American is a Muslim American. An Arab American is a Muslim American. We have the estates here in the Americas. How do we know that? The Middle East is known predominantly as Islamic. And white deals with people originating from Europe, Middle East, and North Africa. And I'm just saying that Islamically, historically, North Africa plus Eurasia was under Islamic rule up until 1491. That's just a history lesson for you. Okay? So, if it means to be white, and you have North African, European, and Asian, or the Middle Eastern Asians, right? The Eurasians. We know that these are Muslims. We know that these are Muslims. And they have white status in America. Just saying. If you know real world history, you'll know why 1492 Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. That's another matter for another time. Recap. This is the truth. Black and white are statuses determining the character roles or the persons of the peoples of the Union States. Okay? Understand that I'm brown, you're brown, everyone's brown. All right? And understand that I have a black character and I have a white character. And whenever I am in the right, I utilize the white character. And not even necessarily right, but when I'm the offerer, I take the high title. When I am the one receiving, I take the lower title. Again, it's not good or bad. It is just that's all we're dealing with. The principle of polarity and the principle of correspondence. Check your 7 Hermetic principles out. Study that up, right? So that you can get a clear concept to be able to look at all of these processes and procedures, right? That people are throwing at you, telling you this is the way. Take those 7 Hermetic principles and relate them. Debits and credits. The devil and God. Bad and good. Lower, higher. Polarity and correspondence. That's all we're talking about here, okay? As always, I appreciate you for coming. I'm your brother man, come to show you the way to your own perfection, the way that I've received it. Till we meet again. Equity be upon you.